YouTube. This is going to be a vintage challenge. If I'm a little low key today, it's because I'm hungover as fuck. But we'll power through and try to Hermit Druid combo some people. So this is pretty similar to the deck I played in the last league. It's in the main deck. It's just a Hermit Druid combo deck where you have no basics, so you flip over your deck, put a bunch of Narcomoebas into play, and then dread return a Thassa's Oracle. In the sideboard, you're able to side up to 4 Thassa's Oracle, as well as some Divining Witches, as well as your Hermit Druid, which act as, similar to the Thassa's Oracle Demonic Consultation combo, where you put this trigger on the stack, and then you mill over your deck by naming a card that's not in your deck. We're trying out a little bit of a different sideboard plan where we have some Deathrite Shamans to help us, because it kind of needs some extra mana to do the full combo where you have to pay mana for it. So let's just jump right in. As I said, I'll be a little low key today, but hopefully we can make it through. This is going to be round 1 versus Bryant, probably on Pio. Let's see what we got. Well, this is definitely a keep, right? So what we'll do is we will probably vamp for a Force of Will and then slam a Hermit Druid. Seems reasonable. Maybe there's like a play we can make with Demonic Tutor. I haven't really thought through that yet, but we'll get to that when we get there, I guess. I guess theoretically what we could do is vamp for Lotus. Try to figure out maybe there's like a Thassa's Oracle consultation line. If we vamp for Thassa's Oracle, Demonic Tutor for Lotus. I think it's playable. I mean, it's a preordained deck, so it's always going to be reasonable enough. This is a pretty strong PO start, though. That's fine. I guess we could vamp for Time Walk. I feel like there's some value to having Force of Will. If we had an extra mana in our hand, we would have some lines where we can go for consultation kills, but consultation kills kind of run into Flusterstorm. Oh god. He picked Mental Misstep off Narset, so I assume our Vamp is going to get misstepped now. But I guess it's better than our consultation getting misstepped, so. But we probably weren't going for consultation, so maybe. I don't think I want to Vamp in response to Narset activations, but. Yeah, they have 4 cards in hand. Well, let's see what we draw, because now we get to draw a random card. Preordain. I guess we could just use Demonic as a backup plan if the Hermit Druid gets forced. I really have some problems with untapping here. Or like letting them have a turn. Because I feel like if you let a PO player with a Narset activation in Academy and a bunch of mana have a turn, it's probably not going to end very well for you, but I don't really know if we have like better options. We could Demonic for Force, but then we're like too far away from casting our Druid. We could Preordain and hold up Consult. But Preordain doesn't do anything because of Narset. It doesn't really do anything. Alright, I'm going to just jam my Druid and hope we don't die, I think. I really don't think we're going to win with this line, but I don't think our other lines are better. Alright, well, let's see if we die. If we don't die, we should probably win. Which is nice. It's probably lethal. Opponent's hand was a little too good for us to beat without a force. Like, it's just mono restricted cards, right? Which is PO, though. So they have like a million activations. Yeah. This is really why I wanted to be able to vamp for a Force of Will. I just don't know. Maybe I was supposed to vamp in response to the Narset activation. Oh, they bricked one land there, but they probably have a PO, right? I guess they still have a Narset activation too. They can't use the PO off the top if they use the Nar. Okay, so they just didn't pick up the Narset. That makes sense. Yeah, I don't really see this ending well for me. It's all like, I think the interesting decision was maybe I'm supposed to vamp in response to a Narset activation so that they can't get a misstep and misstep my vamp. It just feels like a weird play to make, right? It feels like a really weird play to make, but maybe it's correct. I don't know. And then I could have demonicked for a force this turn, but then I'm just so far from Druid. Alright, this is gonna put a time walk on top and I'm gonna die. I don't really know. We don't really have a sideboard for this deck, though. Could be a problem. I certainly thought about it, but we gotta need to keep in a decay in case they have Lavinia. I think we want to board in. I want to board out full combo because it's really bad against Lavinia. So maybe we want to just like put this Steel Sabotage in the deck. Maybe we'll keep the therapies. It's not this. I mean, I didn't put. No, this has like a different sideboard configuration, but it's basically the same deck though. The problem with like boarding into the Oracle combo is it's a little slow versus PO, and I didn't really put in a bunch of things to like hate on PO. I mean, we already have flusters in the main, but maybe we should just have these therapies be Deathrite Shamans to try to speed up our combo here. Kind of weird. I don't really know. I mean, this seems like a keep. Just gotta hit off this preordain. Hmm. kind of awkward. I have to hit lands. Maybe I'm just like not supposed to keep this hand with two delve spells in it. I guess I get to ponder next turn. I think I might just bottom this druid though. It seems a little weird, but maybe we'll be like DTing for a consultation instead. I do kind of need the ponder because I have two delve spells, so I kind of need to cast some spells. I don't know, a little awkward. I also like kept a hand without a force against PO, which is maybe not advisable if Brian's gonna keep drawing a billion restricted cards every time. I mean, if you're just gonna jam a PO, okay, jamming a temp. Well, it's a pretty good one too because we don't have a Pyroblast in our deck, so interesting. By plussing, he gets to play around Hermit Druid because he can always bounce the Hermit Druid, but we weren't really going for Hermit Druid at this point. I guess we kind of were, but I mean, I really need to find. I really might have to go for like a consultation and hope that they have no counters or something. So this is technically two lands. I can't hold up Flusterstorm because of a Teferi anyways, so I'm just gonna take the Sanctuary and then draw into the fetch land. I mean, this doesn't look good for me either. Like, opponent just has to have a PO and we lose, but there's really nothing I can do about it because I just didn't keep my hand with force. And even if I did, maybe this is just not a good hand. Seemed like a reasonable hand, but I don't know. Seems bad for us. Hit an opal. Like the best we can do is demonic for consultation and hope we don't die and hope he has no counters, which is like that's not gonna get the job done. Oh, it looks like he found a PO. I guess not. Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, I mean, we just die. Our opponent's hands were much better than ours, and we didn't keep a hand with force. Whatever. Oh. There wasn't a time walk? Alright, so I mean, I might just get flustered here. I mean, technically, I could play Witch. And then hope next turn that I hit a land or Demonic Tutor for a Lotus and hope they don't have a Pyroblast. I mean, they definitely have a Flusterstorm or a Pyroblast, or they would have played this Mana Vault instead of holding open Opal. Which is more likely? I mean, the problem is I can't play through Pyroblast no matter what. So I don't really think it matters. Like, I have a Flusterstorm. I could play through something if there wasn't a Teferi in play. If we had, like, infinite mana, I could be, like, Veil of Summer first. But we're just so shy on mana, too. It just doesn't work out. Maybe we're just supposed to like take Ancestral and get more cards in the I guess I think maybe we just want to take Lotus and go for a cruise. None of this like ends well for us, unfortunately. I would have like exactly enough mana to cruise, but that's like it's just not really good use of material. None of this really does anything of value. I guess I could take a jet and then play a witch. Could take probe. I should just take consult and hope it works, I think. I don't see how it would, but no, I'm saying next turn. It doesn't matter. Like, we're not ever gonna get another turn, so none of the plays we do matter. I was saying that next turn we actually have the ability to Thassa's Oracle and consult, but it just doesn't matter. Like, opponent had great PO draws, and I didn't have forces, so you don't really. It doesn't really matter what we do. We're just never going to win those games. So if we keep the hands we kept, we're just never going to win. So, oh, sure. That doesn't really matter though, because you're already all in no matter what. So it's not really like it changes very much. But I mean, this, that's why PO is pretty good. You can have mono restricted cards and just murder your opponent.